Going on YouTube, it's your boy Drew Trades back with another video, and now we are getting into the psychology portion within the channel. Probably the most important, video, the most important videos that I'm going to be dropping is my psychology section, and this is what's really going to kind of take your trades to the next level. Honestly, that's what got me to being profitable, got me to where I've gone to. I've over 7 years of experience trading this market, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be dropping content after content, going over the different things that I've learned psychology wise and what's helped me, become a lot better as a trader and be more profitable and be able to make more money within this market. Okay? And what I really want to focus on this call in particular is, the mindset of wanting to trade full time. And, I understand that that's what a lot of people's goals are. A lot of people want to be trading full time. They want to be, on the markets every single day and, making a boatload of money and not having to work and things of that nature. I get it, man. I get it. Honestly, I had the same exact similar mindset, when I was first starting. I thought, hey, I want to trade. I want to do this all day, every day. I want this to be, my full-time income and things of that nature. And although I'm not saying that that's like just unrealistic to do. There's plenty of people that are doing that, right? There are plenty of people who trade full time who are making a boatload of money, and that's what they want to do. But what I have noticed, and this is just coming from my perspective for me, and just from other successful traders and things that I see with amongst people, the most successful people that are really, really, truly winning in this market, they don't only trade. Okay. They don't only trade. Trading isn't their only stream of income. Trading, we're not relying on trading to pay our bills and to pay for things of that, all these different sorts of things. What we use trading for is just another stream of income. Okay. Like I said, the people who are really succeeding and really making like a lot of money within this market, a lot of people have multiple streams of income. Because what multiple streams of income does for you, right? It makes you be a lot more relaxed on the market. You're not stressed. You're not forcing trades. You're not trying to get in things and setups that aren't there. And you're trading mind free, and that's when you're going to be making a lot more money. That's when you're going to be seeing a lot more success. That's honestly how I've been seeing a lot of my success. Right when I'm going into the market, I'm not forcing trades. Like as you can see, I have our chart up for the month of what we were trading. We started our account out at $10,000. We profited $6,000 for the month, got our account from 10,000 to $16,000. Inevitably, I made $6,000 in profit for the month of March, 55% win ratio. Okay. Now, I say that to say, one, we made $6,000 a month, but this is not an every month thing. Not every single month are we winning 55% of our trades. Not every single month is a great month. Not every single month is an average month. You're gonna have some months that aren't as good, that aren't as you're gonna have months that aren't as bad. Clearly, like this one. But the fact of the matter is, the fact that this market is so up and down that it's theoretically unpredictable of what the outcome is going to be at for the end of the month. In my experience, in my opinion, it just doesn't make any sense for me to just only do this full time. Okay, I have multiple different streams of income. I have a business that I run with my friends. I have other ways that I'm just getting to it. Right. I use trading. I use the foreign exchange market as just another stream of income. Okay, because the fact that I have money coming in from other things, I don't have to worry if my bill is going to be paid for the month of March. I don't have to worry if I'm going to have food on my table, or if I'm going to be able to pay for my car, or pay for the next trip, or things of that nature. Right, because I have money coming in like that, it makes me trade stress free. Like look at all the days that we did not even trade. There was 31 days within the month. We didn't trade one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. We didn't trade eight out of the 31 days. Right. Now, if I was just solely relying on trading to pay for all my bills and pay for, my entire life, these days I probably would have forced setups. I would have tried to like, dang, like my car is due in a couple days. I only have, during this time, I only have $2,000 in profit or whatever. I need more money. I got my rent, I got my car, I got my, my water, my light, all that, all things of that nature. It's like you're gonna be trading a lot more stressful. You're gonna be getting in a lot more smarter trades and better trades, and things are just gonna be moving a lot more smoother when you have multiple streams of income. Okay. So back to what I was saying, it's like if I was just relying on this, I would have probably tried to force a trade on Thursday that wasn't there and ended up losing. Let's say I lost here and I lost here and I lost here. Now instead of us being up $6,000, only at $3,000 for the month. And my bills are more than surpassed $3,000 for the month. So it's like, okay, now that I forced all these setups, now I don't even have enough money to pay my bills for the month. I only have $3,000. My bills are almost $4,000 for the month. So, like I said, I say all this to say, make sure that you know I understand the mindset of what a lot of people within this market. It's like they want to do this full time. Um, but like I said, the people who you see are that are truly for real winning in this game, they're not only trading, right? They have multiple streams of income, and like I said, that's going to help you with your psychology. It's going to help you not be on the market every second of the day, be on the market every single day, trying to force setups and things that aren't there. Now that I'm trading with a free mind, and now that it's like, okay, I don't have to worry if I don't profit for a week. I don't have to worry if I have a negative week. I don't have to worry if we don't have a good week. I'm not stressed. I'm not worried because I have money coming in different ways, right? So don't ever be discouraged. People try to bash on the 9 to 5 and getting up. No, there's nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5. In fact, like I said, a lot of the successful traders and people are really making money from this market have a 9 to 5, have a guaranteed $4,000, $5,000 coming in. So it's like you have a guaranteed $4,000, $5,000 coming in. You can trade stress free. Now you have an extra $6,000 that you just made from the market to where you can use that on other stuff, right? Have this as a stream of income. Don't try and make this your full-time thing unless you have the capital to do that, right? If I know a lot of people don't have just 200,000, $300,000, $500,000, just sitting around. Because honestly, that's the type of capital you need to really make a a substantial, great amount of money within this market, right? That's what you need to be playing with. It's kind of hard to make, you know, and I'm saying this in the sense of actually trading smart, trading with good risk management, trading, the proper way to make 10,000, 20,000, $30,000 every single month just trading, you're gonna need more capital to do that. Right? You're gonna need more capital. You're gonna need a lot of more money. So it's like, you know, I say all this to say is just like, don't be discouraged of getting a 9 to 5 or just other streams of income. Okay. Get other streams of income. It's gonna help free your mind. It's gonna help you, it's gonna help you be a lot more patient, a lot more disciplined, a lot more consistent with your trades because you're not worrying about, I need to pay my bills. I need to make money today. I need to make money this week. You're not going to have this stress. When I'm on the market, I'm stress free. I don't care if I win. I don't care if I lose because I understand one, I know the probabilities are always going to play out in my favor, right? Even if I have a bad month this month, it doesn't matter. I look at trading from a long term perspective. I look at what is my account going to end after the year, right? What's my account going to end after the year? I'm not looking at this from a daily basis or a weekly basis, right? Because you're going to have weeks where that aren't as good as others. You're gonna have weeks where you're down when you're in red. You're gonna have great weeks. You're gonna have weeks where you win every single one of your trades. You're gonna have weeks where you lose majority of your trades. That's all the name of the game of this stuff. But if you are understanding that and understanding how this market goes, the name of the game of this market, having an understanding of that and trying to fit in your bills and priorities with how up and down this market is, it's just going to leave you stressed. It's going to leave you, it's going to leave you, like I said, just doing things that you don't need to be doing within the market. And now you're not going to have any money to pay your bills. Your bills are still going to be due. Now you're even more stressed. It's like, let's alleviate all that, create multiple streams of income for yourself. Even when you start learning the skill set, right? Diversify. Like with me, I'm able to make multiple streams of income just off of me teaching, just off of me, the knowledge that I'm able to learn with this market. I can sit down and have one-on-ones with people, which is what I do, right? I have a Discord. People are paying me to learn my knowledge. These are multiple streams of income within this one skill set. And then obviously I'm able to make money from the market, right? I have a business, I have multiple different ways of, money coming in. So it's like, you don't have to, I don't want you to rely on this market, to make you money, although it definitely can, like I said. And also too, it's like, even if you want to do this full time, majority of this game is just waiting. So 90%, 90% of your trade, you're waiting for the trade and you're executing for the next 10%. So it's like, why? I mean, like, it's like, to me, that's just boring. There's so much to do during the day. Like, you could be getting to it, doing other things. You could have a 9 to 5, be working, have that guarantee money coming in. And honestly, most of the time that we're on the market is during the nighttime anyway, nighttime, early morning. So it's like during the day, yeah, you're gonna have those days where I don't feel like doing nothing, and it's a great luxury to have, but it's like you're gonna get tired of that lifestyle. Like this, that's boring, So, and also too, probably the entire day you're gonna be thinking about your trade. You're gonna be thinking about trading. You're gonna be thinking about the market, and that's just gonna keep messing up your mind. So, like I said, man, I, and this just from my experience, from what I see, from what I've been able to do for myself. The people who are really winning in this, and the people who are really seeing the most success, they have multiple streams of income. So I would encourage you, um, I would encourage you to, I honestly do the exact same thing. Get multiple streams of income. Don't rely on this market to fund every single bill. Use this market as a stream of income. You use your business, use your job, use everything else to pay for your bills and pay for your well-being. Use this as just, dude, this is gonna fund my lifestyle. This is gonna fund my dream car, my freaking vacation, my my clothes. I want to buy nice clothes. I want to go out and eat nice dinner and things of that nature. Like, use this for that, you know. Or obviously, grow your account to a point where, hey, I have so much money to where I can do this full time. But like I said, at the same time, you could do this full time, but you're gonna get tired. You're gonna get bored of just sitting at home all day doing nothing. But you know, like I said, this is just from my experience. I've been doing this for 7 years now, and that's just what I see. That's what I've been seeing, but has been working for me. What I've been seeing working for other people. So yeah, man, take that knowledge, take what you want to do with it, run with it. I hope that helps. Like I said, make sure that you're getting to it in different ways. That's going to help you with your psychology on the market. You're going to be trading stress free. Not going to be forcing setups, and everything is going to be running a lot more smoother for you. So, hope this helps. I hope you use this and run with it, and I hope that you continuously grow within this skill set. Let's have a great rest of the week. Let's have a great week coming up. We got a new trading week coming up. Let's stay disciplined within our system. Let's stay patient with our system. Let's continue to flourish and let's continue to grow our account. I'll see you guys on the next video. Deuces.